Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed.
You know what? Every time it pops up and I see Seven Dusted over there, it jars me for a moment because I know this is going to sound crazy, but for a second, I think, holy shit, there's a third person in this video. Is there something demonic going on here? Honest to goodness. Because on the screen, there's 3 people. There's only 2 people in this room. And then I realized, that's Seven Dusted.
What?
Because Seven Dusted is on the screen, and you made him very big. He's almost as big as us.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
Right, so it looks like when I see out of the corner of my eye, it comes back on, and I see us 2. It looks like there's somebody over your shoulder.
Oh.
So I'm like,
that's my man.
I get jarred for a second.
I have that effect on a lot of people, Sori. Or should something demonic is up.
Something's demonic about this one. That's so bad. You know what? I am so glad that. Remember the previous. Remember the previous group of people that we were with, and you couldn't say anything without people taking it really bad.
It's so
Same
sensitive.
with me. We always had to be very, very careful.
So sensitive.
But now we can just be like, "Yo, Seven Dust, I thought you were
I know
a demon on that
it's so
screen."
that's why, man. Like he's just so chill. You know.
I tell Vinny, I'm like, man, I'm so glad that we have a DJ stream tonight. Every time we get a DJ stream, I legit feel like, okay, I never went to parties growing up, newsflash, but I always feel like it's a party when we get to come and get the lights. We got our friends. We get to go into music. It's just great.
I was walking in here, to tool up and shit. I was like, yeah,
I told you.
Boy.
Yeah.
Just
Plus,
walking in there.
You guys here, no, we're talking too much. We're going to start soon. We used to have the black behind us used to be just a big giant sheet of black paper that was always falling down and getting all crinkly and looking. And I kept thinking, I need to just paint the wall. And finally I was like, I'm painting the wall, Vin.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, I'll throw in with you. And it's legit awesome. It's like the entire wall is painted black. It looks so badass.
Yeah. And when the lights are on, have you ever looked into the room when the lights are on and stuff?
Of course I do.
Oh my god.
When nobody's in here?
It's so crazy.
I do it. I'm
All
like,
right.
when we move, man, we're going to have such a crazy room.
All right, we are a reaction channel that actually does listen to metal.
What happened, Amy Lee? Did I put the wrong link? Shout out to Amy Lee.
Yeah, Amy.
Oh, yeah.
Amy is...
Okay, I'm updating that right now.
All right. Well, this next band is... What is it called again? Angel or what?
Sorry. Sanctuary Battle Angels. Actually, there was a kids. Well, I don't know if it was a kids.
Sanctuary
It was
Battle
called
Angels.
Battle Angel, I think. The kids loved it.
Okay.
That powerful girl.
Okay. Well, let's see.
It wasn't the link. Oh my gosh, Amy Lee.
Yeah, I don't have that song downloaded for some reason.
That is on every single one of our videos.
What is on every single one of our videos?
Wrong link?
The dead link?
You know what? I've been using that link, but I have to go through a lot of work to be able to get to what I want.
Did you really do that?
Apparently I did. I'm pretty sure Amy's the one that gave me the link in the first place.
Oh, that would explain a lot.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
That would explain a lot.
Merch.
You are insane.
Babe, what do you want me to do? I just came into using computers a couple years ago.
Oh my God.
It's true, you guys.
You are the
no
worst.
internet, no
You are
computer,
the
no smartphone,
absolute
nothing all
worst.
my life. And now all of a sudden I'm thrown into this. I'm an imbecile.
I didn't say you were an imbecile.
Imbecile's a funny word though, right?
I know. Well, the way my mom used to say it, you know, my
Who'd
mom
she say it to?
was very me, of course.
You're an
my
imbecile?
My mom was very technical, so she'd say schedule. She's
Okay.
like, "You're imbecile."
Imbecile! Did it offend you, or did you feel like laughing, or was it
Of
made you
course it
sad?
offended me. If my mom said it, hell yeah. Of course it offended me. I was like, what you mean?
Honey, I never know, really.
Because I didn't have looks. I didn't have anything. All I had was my mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's you're taking that from me.
Aww.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
See you guys. See you tomorrow, Orion's Protector. All right, guys. We finally got the lyrics. Sanctuary Battle Angel. Let's go. Oh, the riffage. The riffage. The riffage.
hey!
Wow. Let's go. goes the galloping riff.
That's so weird!
Damn it. The hell are they saying?
I don't know what they're saying. This was like, this is like
Ah!
Rob Halford.
Halford, yeah.
When I first heard him, this guy could definitely scream. Didn't he hit the?
Yeah,
like he's very similar.
He hit the notes perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Living Dead Mama said she hopes they didn't have to get.
I'm so happy that we ran into Halford in the first 3 months of our.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Because if we didn't, then we would not have a category to appreciate that kind of vocal style. But I'm glad that we did. I'm glad
It's
we
really
did.
Tasco, honestly.
Yeah,
He's the one that
it was Tasco.
brought us to the Angel song or something.
Seduct. Was that Tasco all the way back? That's
Pretty
crazy.
sure. Wasn't that you, Tasco? I think we've asked him this before. Tasco, it was you that said, hey, give it another try and sent me the link. You sent me the Angels one and said, hey, give this one a try. I am pretty sure it was Tasco.
I thought that was Saleh.
Who? No, I don't think
But
so.
I used to confuse Saleh with Tasco all the time, though. I really, me and Tasco got close when he said, "You are simultaneously the most engaging and infuriating person on the internet." Vin. I should have screenshotted that shit. You know they're selling tweets now.
What do you mean?
It's called like an IFT or something.
That's smart.
But like the first tweet that got sent is like it's worth like $2 million. It's like baseball cards now.
Well, wait a minute. Can't you just go on and screenshot it yourself?
Yeah, I don't know how it works. It was a Gary Vee thing I was listening to a couple nights ago. I was going to look into it with you, but I was like, when we start work again, I'll look into IFTs or whatever. But yeah, shit was crazy. It was Tasco for sure.
That sound in the middle, for some reason, okay, I've said this before, but when I was a teenager, my parents had taken us, or freshly out of college or whatever, we went to, it was something in Disney. But we went on it was like a rock and roll sort of ride, and it was a roller coaster, but it took you backwards instead of forward. And I want to say it had something to do with Metallica, but I can't be sure.
Metallica!
But you went I didn't know I was going backwards on the ride because you're in a tunnel and you don't know. So I had no clue. I don't know if it said it somewhere, but I had no clue. So you're expecting to go forward, but then all of a sudden you're sucked backwards. The weirdest feeling in the world. And when that ride happened, it reminded me of this. When he did that in the song, when I was like,
really?
What? It had that feeling where I felt like I was going forward, but instead I went backwards. So that's why the sound just blew me away. I was like, what?
Uh-huh.
It was an Aerosmith ride. Okay, it probably was Aerosmith.
What did you think the lyrics were about?
I gotta go back to it because you know what? I don't even remember. I just was remembering the sounds of the song. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I obviously have opinions. I just wanted your thought process on it.
I know, honey, but you know what? I literally was so taken by the sound and how much it was reminding the sound. I don't even think I didn't look at the lyrics. I literally didn't even read one word of the lyrics. This is so weird.
An army of vengeance invading from the sky. Hot wings of iron pierce into the night. Slaughtering the lost soul. The fruit of evil's womb. Their heathen ways have sealed their door. Echoing across the distant sky. The shout is heard. Battle angels cry. You'll all fall on your knees and hail to our dawn. Crawl on your knees. The slaughter is on. The battle is raging. Attack formation set. Hot blood flows through the streets. Their pact is kept. to rape and kill the martyr who dwells within the shrine. They did not heed the warning signs. Descending from the clouds, they hunt you still. Battle angels kill your forces of will. You'll all fall on your knees and hail to our dawn. Crawl on your knees, the slaughter is on. Boom, boom. Yeah. So what's really interesting to me,
Andres is poetry.
I don't know, rapture vibes. I'm about to go extremely meta here, and I don't care.
Do it.
Because the shit is too crazy. Okay, so here it is. This is a historian, ladies and gents. This is Flavius Josephus talking about the Jewish wars of the first century that culminated in 70 AD. Shout out to the big homie Vespasian. His son Titus ended up finishing the deal. But it's really interesting. So here's what happened. Besides these, a few days after that feast, on the 1 and 20th day of Artemisius, that's July, that's the 7th month.
Okay.
It's in the Macedonian calendar. The Macedonian calendar, I think, only has 10 months.
Oh.
So I don't think we can necessarily say it was July. But what's really interesting is it's a 7th month, right, in the Macedonian calendar, and the 21st day. That, because I've read this to you a million times, but this particular detail I've never really seen before. So now I'm gonna be I'm gonna be on a rabbit hole thing all tonight.
Okay. Do that again, honey.
Only Vid would drag out Josephus. Besides these, a few days after that feast, on the 1 and 20th day of the month of Artemisius, a certain prodigious and incredible phenomenon appeared. I suppose the account of it would seem to be a fable were it not related by those that saw it. This is Josephus. And were not the events that followed of it so considerable in nature as to deserve such signals. For before sunsetting, chariots and troops of soldiers in their army were seen running about among the clouds and surrounding the cities. So, right before the Jewish war ended, or popped off, however you want to say it.
Why is the date significant?
I'll tell you later. Oh. The people looked up in the sky and they saw beings in the sky that, what are you doing?
I just told her to open the door. I feel a little sick to my stomach, so. Bye now.
They saw beings in the sky, dressed in war regalia. And, you know, Josephus is Jewish, so a person could say, well, that's a religious person. That's a religious person. Tacitus also, but notice, Josephus wasn't some gullible religious person. What he said was, I would have thought it was a fable.
Yeah.
Had it not been followed by a considerable nature as to deserve such signals, which obviously is talking about the Jewish war. But these people saw beings in the sky. Say what you want. You know, people always ask me, well, where's your evidence? It's like, well, you've got Tacitus talking about it. Tacitus was not a Christian. He wasn't Jewish. He was a Gentile, and he hated Christians, and he thought that we were superstitious and dumb. But even he he quoted almost verbatim Josephus, the same thing that Josephus said. So look, do what you will with that. Do what you will with that, but you can say, oh, these were silly people, they were stupid people, blah, blah, blah. Say what you want, but the majority of what we know about that time period comes from Josephus and Tacitus. So there, people think that people just had, wrote books and oodles of history. There's like 1-2 extant documents outside of the New Testament that mention Pontius Pilate. As a matter of fact, I don't think Pontius Pilate is mentioned anywhere outside. There's only one source that mentions Pilate outside of the New Testament. So say what you want.
But doesn't the New Testament give us like extra detail about him that...
What do you mean, Pilate? Yeah.
Pilate?
Yeah, actually, there's one Greek, not biblical. They called him a prefect or something like that. Yep. They messed up on his actual title.
Right. But
the New Testament got it right. Shout out to Bart Ehrman. I didn't know that, buddy.
Shout out to the Christians.
But yeah, I mean, so I understand a lot of this stuff sounds like fantasy shit.
Yeah.
But what do you do with that? Because Josephus is an actual historian. What we know about the Jewish war, the vast majority of the information we know about the Jewish war that happened in April of 66 and culminated in 70 AD comes from Josephus. So do what you will.
Yeah.
Do what you will with it.
Yeah.
But you know, and I agree. Tacitus very likely, you know, piggybacked off of Josephus and Herod's daughter for his understanding of what Christianity was, and probably, you know, he was pretty hostile to us. But a lot of people were hostile to us at that time. But I mean, I don't know what to say. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. You know, there's this. Well, I believe them. I believe that happened. Mm-hmm. You know what's funny to me? When I was reading in the Bible, I said, "Oh, that's obviously metaphorical."
No way, really?
I've taught it a million times. You know, angels coming in the clouds and all that. I always said, "Oh, that's metaphorical for, you know, a change of government." You know, because there's all this apocalyptic language.
I literally don't remember you saying, when somebody says something that I do not agree with, it doesn't stay in my head.
Well, you agreed with it though.
But at the core, did I?
I'm pretty sure you did.
That's weird. I don't remember it at all.
You did.
I remember that always being like literal. I always picture in my head like the clouds, the reddish orange behind it, the chariots up in there.
Did you take the star, the moon turning into blood as literal?
Yes.
Like literal blood?
Oh no. Red.
Did you take stars falling to the earth as literal?
Yes.
A star?
Yes. And then you don't remember we had that conversation?
Well, that's
where you were like, "Are you serious?" Like,
well, that's my point.
If stars fall,
okay, so it was in the rubric of that discussion where I said all that shit was metaphorical.
Yeah. Every time you already changed my mind.
Every
on
time
the
I've
star
gone
thing.
through a preterist reading of Matthew 24, I said that.
Yeah,
this is the first time I'm hearing you saying you didn't.
There's always a lot to think about when you're talking, babe. You bring a lot of new information to this. Stop it.
Please make me stop. Angels are scary, yo. They're basically God's Marine Corps. Yeah. They don't play. But what's fascinating to me is that there's no commentary on this from secularists. Mm-hmm. Like when I was looking at that, because I you know, every time I talk,
that's weird.
You know, I you know, when I ran into that passage, I started teaching it.
Yeah.
And so, you know me, I always say, now this is what people say in response. Mm-hmm. So I was looking a lot to try to find a secular, like, hey, look at this, Pat. No commentary on it.
That's bizarre.
And Josephus is Jewish, but still not a fan of Christianity. Tacitus wasn't Jewish, but he was hostile to Christianity. They both talked about it. Do what you will with that. I know. There's a lot of shit in this world that we cannot comprehend. And especially when you think about Hoffman, they wanted themselves to be seen.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So one of the thing that's really crazy to me is that, like, you know, chariots of fire, things like that. And me and Dorian are debating. I'm like, you literally think they're literal chariots? Because I was arguing, it's a spaceship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, you literally think there's horses in the air that are on fire? And Dorian says, yes. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. But now I look at Hoffman, because Hoffman basically states that what we see...
This stuff is very interesting.
Okay, so this right...
Ah! Oh my God.
So this right here...
You're going to hell.
This right here does have, like, legit ontology in the universe, but the way that I am seeing it is not what it actually is. Mm-hmm. So the idea is that the real world, reality is so complex that we have evolved to only look at what's going to get us fitness payoffs, as Hoffman says. So whatever is going to, you know, what did he say? Fight, fleeing, and reproduction. He didn't want to go with the other F. So he goes fight, flight, and reproduction. So what he believes is that our minds evolved to only look at what's going to promote those three disciplines, you could say. And so it's not necessary for you to see reality. As a matter of fact, Hoffman argues that if you were to see reality, your chances of survival decrease exponentially. And so the metaphor is, if we're playing Fortnite, every time I shoot someone in Fortnite, what I'm doing is programming a computer. Mm-hmm. So if I had to actually strip away all the animation and things like that and just do the zeros and ones in a certain way to accomplish a certain goal, I would lose that game.
Right.
Versus a kid who has the iconography and all the rest of it. And so what Hoffman is saying is that's what's happening in the real world. If you actually saw the real world for what it was, it would be so complex to you that you wouldn't fight, fly, or reproduce. Right? So then I say to myself, okay, so everything that we see has some basis in reality, but is not the way that we perceive it.
Right.
So then, if you're an interdimensional being and people fight with swords and chariots, that's their understanding of what war looks like, then they're going to present themselves that way. So from that vantage point, you could say literally the people saw horses in the sky and chariots, while simultaneously saying there were not horses and chariots in the sky. You see?
Yes.
So...
Good job, babe. That's good.
Well, that's not me. That's Don Hoffman. But
no, that's his idea, and you put it in that situation. Okay, listen, when I say that Hoffman is awesome, I've actually not listened to Hoffman. I've heard Vin talk about Hoffman, and Vin is interesting with Hoffman's idea.
You've been there when Hoffman has been talking, though.
Hoffman was talking that time?
Yeah. You always want
Did I get into it?
You always want to attribute all these amazing things to me when it's other people. When it's other people, but
I've done that forever.
Yeah.
Even when we were friends.
And every time I try to say, no, that's not me, that's somebody else. Oh, you're so humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me marry you. See, now there's Tasco. Lightning came from the gods before we understand how weather worked. Well, one, a lot of us understood what weather was in the ancient world, Tasco. But Tasco, that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is people are seeing actual beings in the sky. And there were hundreds of people that witnessed this, along with other prodigious events during that time period. There's a whole list of them. Tacitus does it, and so does Josephus. And so I understand there's this, Lewis called it chronological snobbery. All those people back there are so dumb. They didn't know anything. I mean, the Romans and democracy and things like that, which we've built our entire culture on. But those people back then were dumb. I'm not saying that you're saying that, Tasco. But it is an assumption that the modern people believe that we're more intelligent than people back then. And that is untrue.
Well, I mean,
you put a fifth grade, put a fifth
look at the
grader,
pyramids. Say no more.
Correct. Put a fifth grader in 1820 versus a university student today. Them little motherfuckers had to do debates in Latin.
Yeah. Yep.
Forget it. And look, there's some really there's some real there's a lot of strange things in the universe. There's a lot of very strange things in the universe. And I just think that the UFOs that are violating the laws of physics and all these things, I believe that the laws of physics are static and true laws that actually have ontology in the universe. But what's happening is what we are perceiving. That's the question. What is the ontology of what we're perceiving? That's not the same thing as saying, does that thing exist?
Right.
So, there are a lot. I was watching a guy, and he did a good job debunking a couple of the other ones, but the Tic Tac one, he didn't do very well with trying to debunk it.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm glad there's people like that, but, he was going up against David Ferver, who is he's been in the air. He had like 5,000 hours of flight time or some shit like that. I mean, the guy is He is. Yeah. I mean, he is an authority, and there are other people. I mean, he was the guy in his crew. I mean, he's elite, and so he knew what he was talking about. It's just there's just a lot of inexplicable things, and I just think that there's what's up, question A, whoever you are. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of really advanced civilizations and things like that, and so. The Romans, they were massively innovative, and for folks to look up and see all that shit, and for it to be recorded, and again, the historians that recorded it were hostile to the people they were talking about.
And the
Josephus,
thing is,
go ahead.
If you're a historian, if something's batshit crazy, you don't want that in your stuff.
Correct.
Because it makes you not legit.
Correct.
But if there's something that's so, you cannot excuse it. It's so, and this happened to me. This is one of those events where it was like, well, this doesn't go well for you to add it, but at the same time, you're a true historian, so you have to add it.
Right, and that's why he says, I suppose the account of it would seem to be a fable were it not related by those that saw it,
right,
and were not the events that followed it of so considerable a nature as to deserve such signals.
Right.
Which, of course, resulted in the destruction of Jerusalem, destruction of the temple,
exactly,
million Jews killed, another million sent into slavery, whole 9 yards. It was definitely a cataclysm and an apocalypse.
Yep.
And I just think that we're so arrogant as people as to think that we know it all and what we think is impossible is impossible. And there are so many. That's why I love the age that we're in. I think the age that we're in right now is the golden age of information, actually, where you have you can get a university education sitting on your ass.
I know.
And not pay a single dime. Now, the problem with that is there's also
it increases the probability of error. Of
false information, correct. And which has massive implications, as we can see from COVID, for example. But anyway, guys,
with you, that's kind of what well, like I was just saying how Johan wants to study American history, and I was like, where am I going to get this book for him? Like, what am I going to do? How do I know that information is true? Because I've been propagandized a lot in my life. I've been told things that were not true, and so I'm always like concerned about that, especially when it comes to the internet, because sometimes I've ordered things that have turned into a disaster because I thought that it was, and then Dorian showed me that you have to look for the little lock in the corner. So now I always look for the little lock before I go do something. But there's so much that I don't know that it's, there's all the information that's out there. It's hard to know if you're getting something that's legitimate or something that's just fabricated.
Now look. This is why I always say that belief and unbelief is more about volition than cognition. Mm-hmm. People have claimed to see lots of crazy things unless there are far more eyewitness accounts that I'm not buying. What an arbitrary thing to say. What do you mean far more eyewitness? You got the two historians who told us pretty much 85% of what we know about that time period and the situations involved. They recorded it and said that a bunch of people saw it, but we can always say, well, there's 200 people, but my standard is 205, so I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
You're not buying it because you don't want to.
And secondly, it's not the number of
you
people
don't want to
saying a certain thing that makes it true. Otherwise, you should be a Christian right now, because
Correct.
There's lots of people that say Christianity
Right,
is
we're
true.
The biggest religion in the world.
Yeah,
there's over 2 billion
Daniel!
of us. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team.
But obviously, it's not the amount of people that legitimizes something. It's what we're looking, who the person is and what they stand for and how. So these are historians of their time, and there was two of them. For me, that's like, how legitimate is the person that's talking, not how many people are saying the same thing.
And on top of that, I mean, look, here's what I say. If you don't want to believe something, you can always falsify it.
Of course.
Even if you saw it with your own eyes, you could say, well, that, the sun was in my eyes, blah, blah, blah. Well, although Tacitus said before sundown or after sundown, whatever it was. But, like...
the sun was in my eyes.
Like, look... That's what I'm saying. You can always say that. I was watching Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was talking about UFOs, and the person said, well, I mean, there is evidence. And he said, what's the evidence? And the person said, well, there's been multiple eyewitness accounts. He started laughing. He said, eyewitness accounts are the weakest form of evidence. That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. So my point is, you can always, if you don't want to believe something is true, you can always come up with all these other paradigms to not believe that it's true. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. The question that I've been asking people is, what accounts for that kind of logic?
Right.
That's the question.
Yep.
What accounts for that kind of logic? Why are you that way? And why is it your impulse to say that when you're confronted with something that shakes your worldview? Specifically talking about you, Daniel. Mm-hmm. Because I see this a lot with religious people. There's a lot of fear. So they're not going to look at evolution. Mm-hmm. They're not going to look at science. Blah, blah, blah. I was told this. I'm not going to even look at it. And they're going to do everything. Oh, if evolution's real, why do we still have monkeys? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It's like you're doing everything possible. So then you ask yourself, what accounts for that inconsistency? Well, it's easy. You're a Christian. You were taught a certain interpretation of Genesis 1 through 3, mm-hmm. or Genesis chapter 1. And because Darwinian macroevolution fucks with that paradigm, it would destroy your entire world, which, if your faith is built on one interpretation of Genesis 1, but it would shake your entire world, so you don't want to believe it. Mm-hmm. Fossil record, blah. No. I'm not even going to look at it. Won't even look at it. So what I'm saying is that is part of the human condition. We do not believe or disbelieve things based on, we're not information processing machines. We're human beings.
Right. And
there are implications to believing certain things, and we don't want to deal with those implications.
Absolutely.
The more conversations I have, the more I believe that is true, generally speaking. Mm-hmm. But anyway, shout out to Daniel. That's my guy. I love him a lot. Crazy song, crazy topic. What do you give it?
8.7.
If aliens are
8.9
real, then
because they
God
had
made
that
them
sound
on the
there that I
8th
liked.
day. That's interesting. If aliens are real, God made them on the 8th day. That's very
But
interesting.
he rested. Oh, no. Oh, on the 8th day.
Look. Here's Daniel. Conveniently, all the crazy biblical stuff happened before there was technology to capture it. That's not true. Because there's a whole bunch of spaceships on camera. Read Ezekiel 1. But again, Daniel believes in millions of things. Millions of miracles. Mm-hmm. Daniel, you believe that life emerged from dead matter. You believe that consciousness.
That was convenient. There was
you
nothing
believe
to
that
record at the
consciousness
time.
emerged from non-conscious. That's the biggest miracle in the world, and yet you've never seen that happen, and you believe it, Daniel. Isn't that interesting? You believe in a miracle bigger than the resurrection. I hope you know that. Because anybody that believes that life emerged from non-life, that's a bigger miracle than the resurrection. Because all I'm saying in the resurrection is that the principle of life returned to Jesus. What you have to say is that life just popped up out of nowhere from dead matter and chemicals.
And there are millions of examples of where life comes from life. Namely you. Your mom told you to come to supper. But she had life. She gave life to you. That happens over and over and over. We see it all over the place. Yeah. But we never see out of nothing, all of a sudden something came. Because we believe that God eternally existed.
And where's the skepticism? Where's the skepticism, Daniel?
Right.
The Big Bang? You believe in the Big Bang? Where's the skepticism? You didn't see it. Oh, conveniently the Big Bang happened before you had the technology to capture it. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Okay.
What do you give it?
9.374. What do you give it?
I already gave it an 8.9. I just wish I could just get rid of this
Why?
ad. It's just gross. Anyway, so there you have it. We are... Go ahead. Weird. I already gave it an 8.9. I gave it an 8.7, but I bumped it up to an 8.9 because I liked that sound.
If you are in the stream, hang out. We got one more song for you. If you're a square, that's what a square is. If you're a square and you're just in regular YouTube land, we will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
If the scheduler schedules. Sori out.
Go. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. Buy our merch indeed.
Buy our merch, indeed.
And a child shall lead them.
Child shall lead them.
So, we are sadly on our final song.
Yes.
This is the band HellYeah, and the song is Thank You, and this is kind of cute. So, Seven Dusted said that this song is dedicated to all his family, his friends, this channel, I guess, too, and especially my grandparents, he said. So, shout out to all of them, and let's get into this. See what this song brings us.
Yes. The name of this song is "Thank You" by the band HellYeah, which is the one with the dude from Mudvayne.
Oh, okay.
There we are.
Do it up.
Are you hearing
No, I don't hear anything. There's a muted sign there, though.
Say
Wow. That's a song that's really good, but also it can be painful in a lot of ways. What's going on with you?
So this is Seven's one of his, looks like his main mentor.
It's on the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was part of the lyric video.
Nah, that was I just wanted to that's the big homie Langston.
Wow.
His name is Anthony Langston, I think his name was. 42 years old, Texas, and was a big mentor to the big homie Seven. And so the song, was for him. So it's especially with dudes, man. We generally don't, let other dudes know who, affected our lives like that, while they're, around. So,
yeah.
And the other thing too is I've never heard a song like this in the metal community. It's just that explicit. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because, generally all of us look at the darker side of life because we're kind of dark is in our disposition, but this is part of the human condition, which ultimately art is about expressing, the human condition. So I sent this to my brother because
she won't.
My brother is
You have my word. Open the gates. We'll execute you for this, dwarf.
So I sent this to my brother because this is as close as I could come to communicating to him, the effect that he had on my life.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna play it.
Seems like a fair trade. If it weren't for you, I never would have survived my childhood. You would have. You were the only one who didn't treat me like a monster. You were all I had.
All right, that's. Yeah, that's my older brother for sure. And I also had a friend named Scooter. And yeah, he saved me too. My older brother did, and I had a friend who people always say, "Oh man, I died for you," blah blah blah. Like, there are very few people that would die for you, and there's very few people that you would die for, but. Yeah. Shout out to the homie. But yeah, man, that's my older brother is I mean he's still around and shit, but my older brother, he went through that. Shout out to Junior. He went all through high school. Never gotten one altercation. I showed up immediately. Dudes out there trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? All this type of shit. And there was one particular situation where I was just crazy. I wasn't going to listen. And I was up in my ops' neighborhood going by myself, waiting for these guys. I was completely delusional and crazy. And my brother knew that he was not going to be able to talk me out of it. So him and my best friend in the world, they went with me. And, you know, now, knowing what I know now, like, it's like, what were you going to do, Junior? You know? And he was like, okay, all right, let's go. You know, like, you know, my mother, you know, my mother.
What do you mean, what are you going to do? Your brother has a very particular job, and he does what he has to do to protect the people he has to protect. So, if you were in a situation where you were putting yourself in a certain place.
We were kids.
Yeah.
You know?
I think people are who they are, even at a very young age.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, no.
So I don't understand what the phrase means, what were you going to do? Like, I think he was going to do whatever necessary to protect you.
What I'm saying is, what were you going to do? It's kind of like when Spurgeon asked Mary, were you really going to carry Jesus' body? What were you going to do? It's like, what were you, like, he was going to go in there, and whatever was going to happen to me was going to happen to him. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
Like when you have people that will, people talk so much shit about, oh, I like this person, that person, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. But my mom was a, you know, Caribbean Jamaican mother, and God bless her. I know she loved me, but I mean, she, you know, if she got mad, she was looking around for shit. You get waking up with brooms and shit and all this other shit. No disrespect to my mom, but there were so many times that he like jumped in the middle and like took those blows from me for no reason. Like he was my brother's a golden child growing up, and he would jump in like the middle of that shit for me. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's just that's important, you know, to have people like that, and to be that for at least one person, you know, especially like when I think about, because people send us emails and all this shit about like shit they dealt with growing up, or even like stuff people say here.
Yeah.
You know, like, I always think about my brother, like, man, I hope they had somebody like my brother, you know what I'm saying, coming up, because I didn't have fun coming up at all, obviously. But I would not have made it. I wouldn't have made it. Mm-hmm. I'd have killed myself or somebody else. I almost, you know. So that shit is deep as hell, bro. You know, and I'm glad that, you know, I was able to tell my brother that, you know what I'm saying, while he's here. And he's still here. He's still doing good things, you know what I'm saying, being a superhero. People knew what he did. They'd be like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. It's so crazy. Like, even, like, the paths that we chose. Like, he was, like... I talk about those guys all the time because there's a rivalry between, you know, the groups or whatever. But, like, even what he does, like, the fact that they're so buttoned up and they're so, like, no, that's not what... you know what I'm saying? Like... the other crew, the crew that I was with was, well, man, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? It was more like my, you know, whatever. But, like, I wouldn't say that we were good people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't say, like you've heard me, like, those dudes were buttoned up. They were tough motherfuckers. They were bad men, blah, blah, blah. They were, you know, whatever. But you've never heard me say they were, like, really good guys. Mm-hmm. They were like me. You know what I'm saying? And my brother is they're not like us. You know what I'm saying? They're you know, they're like Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, that's cute. Yeah,
it's kind of like,
that is how you explain him.
Yeah, it's like Captain. It's like a Captain America, Iron Man. You know, like you know, Iron Man still did his thing, but he wasn't the guy that's like, oh yeah, that guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the story arc was so crazy, because he finally learned, hey, sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I mean, my older brother is just the best human being I know in the world, man. Like, I'm sure he's a sinner, but I'm sure he's done bad things in his life.
That's so funny because the way that Dorian looks at you is probably the way that you look at your older brother. Because Dorian is convinced that,
but I'm his dad. I'm his dad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you didn't have a dad. Your brother functioned as your father.
Yeah, my older brother, man, completely sacrificed his childhood and all that shit. Like, you guys have no idea, bro. Like, he's... I don't know. And shout out to Mr. Langston. Because Seven is one of our best friends on the channel. He's a good dude, and he really affected Seven's life a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah. Seven Dusted, if I'm like remembering this correctly, Seven Dusted was wearing the Sori Secret shirt at like a theme park. I think it was like Disney or something like that. And then somebody snapped his picture and sent it to us. And we put it on the channel, and I'm pretty sure that's how we got connected with Seven. Right? Isn't that what happened? Like, you saw one of the, like, your own face on the channel. We were like, yeah, this guy just... I'm pretty sure that's how we actually, like, made connection with Seven. So he was, more... I don't know how to say that without sounding terrible, but, like, there's commenters, and then there's people that we actually talked to. And he became one of those people that was, like, actually, like...
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was. I remember that day.
Every time I think of Seven Dusted, I picture you standing behind that rock behind you.
Wasn't he? It was in Anaheim, Disney World. Or something
it was. It was like something, but it was just like, I don't know. It was just funny because, although the picture that I'm picturing might have been the one, Seven, that you sent us of the day you were there, but either way, I remember that picture and that happening was just hilarious to me. Holy Outlaw, I need you to send me an email and put Holy Outlaw in the subject because I have some questions. Anyway, it's crazy because I look at my upbringing as rather uneventful, you know?
Yeah.
There was nobody that I'm like, well, if it wasn't for that person, I'd have never survived. You were kind of the first person. Like, I think that my mother was that, in a less dramatic sense, she was that, but you were in, when I was really, really needing a friend like that, you were like that for me for sure.
Yeah.
You know that. So, but it's. But
I know I was there. I wouldn't compare myself to Junior for that with you.
Well,
but,
that's because
I'll take it.
That's because you don't know. You're looking at your life, and my life is different than yours. And mine, like I said, was rather uneventful. And then when everything blew up, the people that should have been there the most weren't there, but you were. And so, I don't have a Junior, but I definitely have a you. And I think that everybody should have someone like that, and I think that we should be someone like that for other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm with that. Yeah, I just think we don't say thank you to people that affect, especially men. Mm-hmm. And our culture's so crazy. Everybody's all crazy, and dudes can't express affection for each other publicly, and all this dumbness. Mm-hmm. I had a best friend, Tyler. I was in the second grade. Me and him used to hold hands on the way to the lunchroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can't do that because you're not in the block. Yeah, it's all bullshit. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that I was able to have that conversation with my brother while he was here. And it was crazy because initially I was thinking about my mom because my mom is gone. You know what I'm saying? But the thing with my mom, it's different because, it's your mom, it's your parents. Mm-hmm. And honestly, our kids are incredible. I love them. But when I see it just makes me realize that no, Junior,
he was one of a kind.
Even God had to tell me listen, he's not Junior.
Yeah.
And nobody will be. Stop doing that to that boy.
Yeah.
Stop holding him to those ridiculous standards.
Yeah.
And the God told me, you can't be like that. And oh yeah. He's like, you certainly weren't Junior to Jamie.
Right.
What the hell is wrong with you? Stop putting on that boy. So I had to apologize. I had to apologize to my son and say, yo, I've been comparing you to Junior. I shouldn't have done that. My bad. You're great with who God made you to be. Sorry. Please forgive me. He forgave me, so we're good. You know what I'm saying? We're
But
good
yeah,
after
no,
that,
no,
but-
no, no, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I've never had a consistent junior-like figure, but here and there, people have stuck their neck out for me, and I've taken inspiration to people like that. They'll set outside their ego for someone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Junior. Yeah. And if you want to see him, I'll put a picture up on it. As a matter of fact, I'll just put the picture. Go ahead and
Yeah,
talk.
do it.
Go ahead and
What's
talk.
up?
I want people
Tony
to see
the
my
Lone
bro.
Rider. How are you? Oh yeah, so it got done. So you're going to put a picture of him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should put that one. You put it up on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm looking
Oh, you
for
are
it,
on
man.
Instagram. Okay.
Don't tell the people. Don't tell the people.
They're not gonna go rush over there when we have them
Dorian
here.
and Orion are such handsome young men. Holy shit.
The revolutionist said, "I love you, Vin. Ha ha. Screw toxic masculinity."
All right. Hey. Toxic masculinity. Did it come up? Was it?
Well, I think when you were talking about
Oh.
like expressing love towards
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
stuff like
Men
that.
expressing affection for each other. Yeah, for sure.
Ugh.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I don't know where to go with this conversation because
Well, just talk. It's
Okay, so I'll just hang
look
out
at the
with people?
lyrics and break it down yourself.
yeah. Oh, I think that so for me when I was saying I'm like this song is a beautiful song, especially if you're able to say this to people before it is too late. But which I think is a message to all of us that there's probably people that are this in our lives and we need to say that to them. So it was a beautiful song, but at the same time, I felt like it was a painful song. Like I felt like I was feeling your heart when it was going on. But I liked it, and I could see now why you were shouting out your grandparents and stuff like that. And I liked at the end where it says, "I just want to say thank you, brother, thank you, daughter, all my best friends." Like the way that it goes through, thank you, mother, father, sister. It just goes through all these different people and thanking them with the understanding that unless somebody's like, perpetually toxic, people have good things that they're passing to other people. And they're in a way, a saving grace to different people. So
I found one.
I remember that day.
Yep. That was the day you were.
Yep. Vinny and I were just friends at this point.
Yep.
I was like,
Go ahead.
I was so nervous when your brother showed up.
I know.
'Cause
You're
I was like-
ridiculous. You're ridiculous. I told you he's gonna love you. Go ahead.
Yeah, but how was I supposed to know that? I was like,
Because I said he's gonna love you.
yeah, but honey, I really think that you have a very extremely biased view of me. And
What?
so if you say, "Oh, that person's gonna love you," I'm like, well,
I don't have a
just
biased
because
view.
you are completely in love with me doesn't mean that everybody's gonna like me, and we know that to be true.
Okay, so do you think our channel would be our channel without you? You think people would watch me? You think when you start a live stream, does everybody go, "Where's Vin? Where's Vin? Where's Vin?"
Yeah, they do.
Every 2 seconds?
Every 2 seconds. No, and they don't do that
Okay.
with your streams either.
They do. Every 2 seconds that you're not around, they're like, "We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry." Every 2 seconds.
Thank
And
you, guys.
I'm glad. I'm proud of it. I'm happy. Okay, guys. Here, you guys want to see my bro? You guys want to see my big bro? I don't care if you want to see him or not.
You're gonna.
You're going to anyway. So there's that.
Actually, you know what? This is when he had cut his dreads off, but they're back.
He didn't completely cut him off.
No, but a lot of them were cut off. But
yeah, a
he
lot
put
of
them back
because
so.
he was trying to call out, and people were like, "We're questioning your commitment." Blah 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 blah. That's my big bro, guys. He had just finished selection for. I'm not gonna say anything. We got his picture all over there, but
You're going too far.
fall.
You look cute in that picture too.
Yeah, my family's done a lot for this country, man. That's. I'll just say it that way. But shout out to my bro. Yeah, he was real proud. I was real proud of him. He showed me his, whatever. He had his little shit on. I was like, "Ah, you did it," because it was tough, man. It was tough because they were trying to get him to, they were trying to get him to quit and stuff. And I was like, bro, like. That's just what they do, man. You're gonna be good. Trust me, you're gonna be good. It was one of those, and it's not like I could You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I could get in there and be like, yo.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
But
yeah.
he did it. You know what I'm saying? He did it. So, man, shout out to my brother. This was such a good stream, man. This is such a good stream. This one was deep. And we've been at it for about 5 hours.
Oh my gosh, we have.
Yeah. You're wrong, Vin, when Sori's gone. I asked about when you're okay.
Yeah, I know. He just that sounds so weird.
Yeah, shout out to Seven Dusted. Shout out to the homie. Much love to him. And shout out to the big homie.
Look, I know we've said
Tony
this
Langston.
before, but I'm saying it again. You guys have been. You guys do not know, and I'm trying not to get emotional here, but you guys have been a saving grace for me. Honest to goodness. I went through, it was the most difficult point in my life. And if I would have known that I was going to be doing a YouTube channel during that point in my life, I would have said, that's insane and stupid. But
Yeah.
we started doing it, and it wasn't because I was trying to help people or I was trying to whatever. We were just doing it. And I had to go through like a very dark period, and the music was like perfect, and I was able to express things and understand things and figure things out about myself while being in a community of people that like kind of respected the struggle, I guess you could say. And I never felt judgment from the channel, even when people were like, I'm pretty sure Sori would be a secret Satanist if if she wasn't a Christian. And it was very, 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 very difficult. And you guys have been there for me during those difficult points. And like I've said before, there are times where Vin's just having a hard time, and you can't be everything for everybody. And, as much as I want to be like everything for Vin, I am not God. So there's times where he's having a particularly hard time, and he loads up a stream just to hang out with you guys so he can, just chill with friends. So you guys have been that. So I want to thank you guys. No bullshit, that you guys have been like real to us, more real than
Our own
lots
damn
of my
family.
life. Yeah. So thank
times.
you for all of that, you guys.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree. That's crazy. The last song goes out to the whole village too. Y'all give me something to look forward to while I'm away from home. Thank you. Shout out to his family. Shout out to Perk. Okay, so we're gonna end the stream. This is a silent count for me, obviously. A great song. The singer from Mudvayne, I just think that he's probably one of the most underrated artists. Chad from Mudvayne, or HellYeah, whatever. I think it's he's just one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one of the best. And that's the second HellYeah song that's deep as I'm never gonna listen to this song again. Mm-hmm. But the Hush song was deep, was talking about real shit. See, that's the thing about new metal, is they were really talking about real emotional shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. For me, I'm gonna go with a 10. I just, I'd probably even bump it to an 11. So 10 for sound.
Jolene wants to marry you.
Jolene, no, I'm married to Vinny. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, no doubt, Perk. I'll text you for sure.
So but I think that I would probably, sound wise, I'd go with a 10, but I would bump it to an 11. Because I think that this topic is important, especially all of us have somebody that we can thank. And so anyway, that's an 11 for me. And I love you guys. Not more than I love Vin, but
yeah, man. Thanks, guys, for everything. Shout out to my bro, and try to be more like my brother. You'll never be able to be like Jesus. Right. But you can try to be like my brother, and you'll fail. My brother's the closest thing to Jesus on this planet. That's a fact.
Seven Dusted, thank you for these songs. This was a great and amazing stream. We really, really, really enjoyed it. It didn't feel like 5 hours. I actually felt like you were exaggerating, but you don't generally exaggerate. That's more me.
Not at all.
So anyway, shout out to all you guys for hanging out with us. How many people are here right now?
Well, it's stuck at 80. I don't really know what it was,
or how accurate.
But we're gonna peace out, guys. We're gonna peace out.
We have children.
We do have children, and we actually have another family meeting to do. Actually, the boys called for one, so that's on the way. And shout out to Tony Langston. And what I'm gonna do, guys, is I am going to end this stream. And I'm just gonna play the song again, and we're gonna have Tony's picture on there, and that's gonna be it.
That's good.
So
that's really good.
Do what you will with that, dear listener. But that's.
And Kai, I started listening to your message. You were like, "You guys are the best friends that are the hardest to get a hold of," or something. And the kids were talking incessantly, and I was like, I'm saving this. So I paused it.
Did you?
Yeah, because I don't. When somebody says stuff like that, it seems like it's like, okay, where's this gonna go? And I didn't want to.
Right. Okay, no, I'm
You
with
gotta
that.
take that thing away,
I'm with that. That
Yeah,
makes
you
that makes a
know.
lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna wait on this. Plus, I wanted to hear it with you too. So.
Okay. What was your favorite song in this little thingamajiggy?
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the list because I gotta remember the name of it. I think it was the Metal Church Fake Healer one, right? Which one was the one that I said this is the best one in a long time? Wasn't it Metal Church? Seven Dusted?
Yeah, I think it was the Metal Church joint. You were really... I've never seen you react to like a metal song like
But
that.
I also really like the Hail Mary one.
Oh, yeah, you did like the Hail Mary
Yeah.
one too. Holy moly. So which one is it, weirdo?
I don't know. I don't have to pick. I don't have to narrow it down to one. It's not a husband. Go ahead. You go.
It's not a husband? You don't have to narrow it down to one? What?
You can only
That's so
marry one
weird.
person. But you
Well,
don't have to pick one song.
You can only marry
Hey.
one person. But if I convert to Islam, I can have three.
That's true.
Remember I told you...
But you won't have Sori.
Remember I told you that dude was
I'm
like...
not being one of three.
Remember I told you that dude was like, brother.
So Jolene, email me, I guess.
My friend.
Oh, yeah. What'd he say?
He said, brother. What will you do if you have an argument? I said, holy shit, bro. I didn't think about that.
That is so manipulative.
You're right. What if I have an argument? You know what I'm saying? And I had a second little shorty with me. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, though,
that would help you, right? Because it would change your behavior.
the thing is, you would never know the real person. Because I'm not going to put out, like, let's say I was acclimated to the idea of multiple wives. I'm not going to put myself out as the shittiest person. So I am going to put out my ideal self. And I did that for long spans of time.
Right,
so I could do that.
Multiple wives.
But you're never going to know somebody.
Yeah, but who cares? You think dudes out here trying to know you?
Are you trying to know me?
I am.
So there's that.
All right, guys. I'm out of here. This is
We love you guys.
This is the big homie Tony Langston. And shout out to him. And after that song is over, the channel will end automatically.
Not the channel, my God.
What?
Just the stream. The channel will end automatically.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if all of a sudden it was like poof, and then you guys tried to search for Vin and Sori, it was like literally gone?
Yeah.
And you had no videos, everything, if you've downloaded, everything's gone. So you almost feel like a crazy person?
Well, you would be a crazy person.
No, because it was still there, but even the Discord, everything poofs.
All right, guys. We are out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. So selfless thinking.
So selfless been
thinking
of
a story
Sori's
like that.
feelings like that.
We're out of here. We're here. I guess people want to see us before we leave. We're out of here, guys. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.